It said Happy Boss Day. Trying to make fun of what I was basically telling him. I said, hey, the things y'all judging me about, I'm trying to do things in a different light. Some of the same things that Joe has to also experience. They wrote on it, which was, is a low-key threat. Anybody show up to your crib, that's a threat. Nigga, how you even know where my crib at? I'll tell you another thing. I took special precaution to make sure when I bought this house, I bought it cash. If anybody told you different, tell them prove the paperwork. I got a deed upstairs. Not only that, showed up to my crib, dropped a letter in the mailbox, thinking you were going to intimidate me. Well, at that point, you got to do something, nigga. I don't think you planned this out, Rury. You thought that there was another level where, like, you were going to get me scared and then I was going to just stop. No, I'm going to double down. And by the way, this is another reason, and by the way, I'm going to get into all this shit. The whole thing with Joe, and I know there's certain people who are on the fence or maybe even like them two bozos. Remember this. I wasn't 100%, I was 80% sure. Well, 80, 70% sure that nigga showed up to my crib. I'm going to tell you how I knew it was 100% sure. A day after the letter was dropped off in my post box, and I found it, we had it in the crib. After that, he tweeted out a zip code that was accurate with where I'm at. Y'all could keep believing coincidences. But if somebody show up and drop something off in your post box and then is tweeting out your zip code, it's clear they're probably thinking you didn't get the first message. They're trying to send you a second. So I don't care what that nigga is trying to say publicly and whoever believes him. Right there, you fucked up and you crossed an egregious line. Anybody in this chat, if a nigga who's talking slick about you show up to your crib, what are you gonna do? I want everybody to, even if you're a woman, I want you to answer that question. Somebody show up to your crib, you don't know. I met that bozo one time at Joe's crib, and I saw him at Carl Cherry's party in LA because he was in there gawking, double-handing, dick sucking. And I went in there like, yo, Carl, my guy, I'm going to just come up in here and just, I don't like industry event. He asked me for a long time to come, and I seen that bozo in the elevator. It was me and 10 niggas. If it was really smoke, by the time he was really sneakness and it was nothing near what he did later, we could have packed him out, but I don't present that energy. I'm not about that. Y'all know what I'm about. Like, I don't ever present energy like that. It was him and like some chick. It was me and 10 niggas because I was moving in LA like niggas all wanted to kill me. That's how I was going. The nigga was in the elevator with me. I ain't saying nothing to him, but I knew he was kind of sneakness, and I'm like, I could check him here, but I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. I'm giving y'all the context for anybody who has any doubt. If one thing y'all will realize, Akademiks never, doesn't, will ever lie. I tell y'all the truth. The reason why, and by the way, this probably could even been handled civilly. But when you're lying about your part in people showing up to my place, you're not somebody who we could even accept an apology from, try to talk it out. Because he did try to get on the phone. He hit up people that hit up me to be like, yo, let's get on the phone. Why am I going to get on the phone if you're still in denial? You won't even admit what you did. I don't want to talk to you, brother. You crossed the line and now you're lying about it. And by the way, when pressed about it, he claimed his fiance at the time had Guyanese killers. I kid you not. Y'all keep getting at Joe. Joe, I'm going to tell you, matter of fact, I really want to play this. I want to play a song in its entirety, but fuck it. Let's just get into it. Y'all keep saying Joe. Why none of y'all blame this pussy nigga for what he did? Let me tell y'all off the top. I ain't talked. The last time I talked to Joe, the last two times we were talking about just business stuff generally. And, hey, like, I was about to go back to Complex. I'm doing my video game show, which they have licensed. I own it. They license it. We're doing another season. I told them, me and him, we had a little powwow about Complex and what's going on in the space. Nothing about Rury and them niggas. And the last time he called me, he just had a question. That's it. Real quick conversation, be like, yo, Act, just asking you, blah. Got off the phone. I'm going to be honest with you, and y'all know, I keep telling y'all, Akademiks does not lie. I got nothing to lie to y'all niggas about. Me and Joe has never talked about them bum-ass niggas. I ain't going to lie. Remember, just go by my history, because I say everything publicly. Remember, I said, if Joe gets in this, Joe, I might have to violate you. Why would I say that if me and Joe's in conversation? We don't talk about that. I thought Joe should have, I'm going to be honest, I thought Joe should have reached out and be like, yo, Act, I'm going to handle this. Yo, this is what he's saying on his side. Joe's my guy who's the middle guy. But I think even Joe realized, and I heard it on the pod, we're going to play some of it. Yo, by the way, Joe, I ain't talked to Joe even today. I'm going to promote his Patreon, so like, yo, if I use any clips, he got this episode exclusively available on his Patreon, support him. But Joe has never ever told me, ever, like, yo, Act, yo, this is going on with them. We've never talked about them at all, ever. I'm telling you, y'all know I don't lie. I don't got nothing to lie about. And because I'm putting this on the record, you know if something came out later, I would look like a fool. And I always like to tell the truth because no matter whatever comes out later in the future, I'll never look like a fool. I tell the truth first. Me and Joe never talked about these. Actually, I'll just tell it. You know, and Joe, like, again, you kind of aired out whatever you say you was transparent, so you know me, I'm going to keep it transparent. So remember I told you we talked two times. One time had nothing to do with them bozos. And this is in the last couple months. Me and Joe don't talk like that. I don't talk to Joe like that. Joe called me, and Joe said to me, Joe said, Act, I was watching some YouTube videos, and you made this claim about allegedly what homie side chick said. And Joe, you know this is, no, listen, you know when I talk, nobody ever come out and be like, I'm lying? Nobody ever says that. So you know I'm telling the truth. This is after they missed the episode. Facts. They missed the episode. Joe, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes with them. Joe called me. Joe was like, yo, Act, one thing I know you're not is a liar. You had mentioned in one of your rants, and I was going down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and you said, homie was complaining about his pay, or you heard through his side chick or whoever that is, right, that he was a little bit disgruntled about the pay. He's like, I'm only calling you just to see if, like, you weren't just saying that, right? Because I don't know you to be a liar. And I said to Joe, I said, Joe, no, that's actually a fact. To be honest, I wanted to ask Joe, like, yo, what's going on with him? Because y'all just took a day off. I ain't know nothing was going on. I promise y'all. So I want y'all to get that out of y'all mind. Joe ain't feed me no information. None of that type of shit. If anything, Joe is calling me like, yo, I heard you said some shit like, what's going on? I'm going to be honest with you. Let me even give y'all the update. You know how I found out these bozos was playing another strike? Yo, Mealy Mal, your homie hit me up and told me, I won't say no name, nigga. Your homie hit me up, bruh. Rury, your side chick gave it up, bruh. Joe ain't tell me shit. Joe ain't have to tell me shit. And you know how, listen, I always felt bad going at you bozo niggas because I love Joe. I really love Joe. And I've grown so much respect for, like, even though we've gone our separate ways and doing a show together, I see what he's doing. And I think he sees what I'm doing. And my love for him and even adoration because he does shit that I'll never do. And I'll tell him, I'm like, I'll never. We had mad conversation about, like, how we dealt with, you know, certain companies. I'm like, yo, Joe, I wouldn't do it like that. And we have our reasons and we disagree or whatever, and it's cool. But for all the information that I heard, Rury, your side chick gave that up. Rury, people you called in the industry gave that up. Rury, I know 3 to 4 people you was calling bitching about Joe, my nigga. And by the way, when Joe called me, he asked about that. I even brought up, I said, Joe, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'll explain more about the side chick shit because I don't know who, like, she not connected to the industry like that. But the other people who that nigga is ranted to in the industry, I won't mention their name. Like, I'm not going to tell you who that is because those people told me, like, yo, Act, I see what's going on. Like, don't say I told you, but, like, yo, them niggas is, yo, that dude Rury called me and he complained about Joe. This is multiple dudes. So if y'all thinking that Joe gave me thing, I'm telling y'all know Akademiks don't lie. Joe Budden never told me. I'm so real. The only thing, because I did kind of slight. I didn't really want to ask him all the way after I told him about the side chick shit. I was like, yo, everything cool over there? And he was like, I was like, it looked like homies disgruntled. That's what I said about Rury. And he said, you know how it is. You know people are emotional. That's it. I promise you, that's it. Then we talked about Complex. We talked about some other shit. We talked about just the landscape in general. We talked about probably like Dave Chappelle. Ask Joe, you know I ain't got time to be lying. This is exactly how it went down. Everything good with you, everything good with me. Yo, some creator shit. We start, kind of like, it's always like we kind of challenge each other, like, ideology and philosophy on and perspective on certain shit. And then we hung up. That's it. I promise you. So if you are in here and you think that Joe told me a motherfucking thing, no. And if he did, I would have told y'all niggas. I would have been like, now, here's the thing where people are really dumb. Completely turned on him. They started believing he's this horrible person. Y'all been following him for 7 years. The reason why I gave some context to me and Joe is that listen, I know who Joe is and who Joe not. And I was only working with that nigga for 9 months. Joe's an asshole. Joe ain't go. Yo, it's been times that we in meetings and we after situations